Mo Hashim here with Flat Fee Landlord Property Management, serving the DC metro area. We service Northern Virginia, Washington, DC, and Maryland. We have an office in each three of those areas, and we do single-family homes, townhomes, and individual condominiums. We manage them for individual landlords and real estate investors. We also help real estate investors grow their rental portfolios. Today I want to go over 5 questions that you should consider asking a prospective property manager, okay? So if you have rental property, or if you have a property you're thinking about renting out and you are considering either bringing on a property manager or switching property managers, here are 5 questions that I would recommend asking. Question number 1, what is your eviction rate? All right, I would ask this because if you are a good property manager, you should have a very low eviction rate. Okay, and so with us, we have a less than 1% eviction rate, and we are able to do so because we do such a great job of qualifying and finding quality tenants for our properties. They have a great track record and history of being good tenants, always paying on time, leaving their previous rental properties in good condition, landlords not having any complaints about them, and we do all our homework before we place them into the property. So if you can find a property management company that also does the same things that I just went over, and they have a low eviction rate, then that is probably going to spell good thing for you as a landlord, because you probably, you're minimizing your risk as a landlord, and that is your biggest thing as a landlord or a real estate investor, is minimizing risk. So if you can minimize the chances of your property having to go through an eviction, then that is obviously huge for you as a landlord. Another question I would ask is, what type of property do you specialize in? All right, now real estate is real estate, right? But it can be very broad. There are so many things that are involved in real estate, so many different types of real estate, and there are different property managers for each class and each type of real estate. There's commercial real estate. There's retail real estate, which also falls in with commercial. There's residential real estate. Sometimes residential real estate in your mind may be, an individual condominium unit, whereas they may also just do management of the entire condo building, which would be a condo association management, which is also considered commercial in the real estate field, but in your mind, you may think that that falls in line with what you're asking. So if you own an individual home, you want to make sure that the property management company or property manager that you're reaching out to and asking questions specializes in the type of property that you own. So if you have a single family home, you want to make sure that that management company specializes in managing single family homes and not communities of single family homes, because those are 2 different things. They do offer 2 different services. A community management company does not give you the same services as a property management company does for your single family home, and vice versa. They do completely 2 different things. Even though they're both considered property management companies, they serve 2 completely different purposes. So you want to make sure whatever it is that you want managed, you want to go into great detail and specify what it is that you want managed, and you want to make sure you get examples and clarify from the manager that you are interviewing that they specialize in that type of property management. I'd also ask how long they've been in business, and I would do some research to prove that it is how long they've been in business. There are a lot of different companies that pop up every single year, just like in any other business. People want to get into business and they open up a shop, and they may not have any experience, or maybe they came from a different company and they do have experience and they're opening up, but that may, being part of a company and starting your own company comes with a whole different series of challenges that you may not be prepared to do while doing what it is you do, is serving your landlords and managing property. So obviously, if a company has been in business for a while, several years, anywhere 5 years plus, then they have some type of proof of concept showing that they do know what they're doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business for this long. So finding a company, doing your research, seeing how long they've actually been in business. A lot of times companies come out and they may throw some really ridiculously low rates just to lure you in, just as a starting point. That may not be sustainable over time. So even though some property manager or property management company may try to lure you in with a super low commission or super low management fee. Really do your research to see how long they've been in business. If they're offering you a really low fee to start out and they haven't been in business for a while, well, there's no proof that they're going to be there next year at that low rate, okay? So make sure that they've been around for a while. There's proof that the rate that they are offering works and they'll be there next year or even next month to continue managing your property. Otherwise, they may run out of money themselves as a business and they can't even support themselves because they're charging you such a low fee, and that can really cause you a whole other set of issues as a landlord because they're worried about making their own payments in your property, and if they go out of business, then you are stuck cleaning up the mess they may have caused themselves. So do your research, see how long they've been in business. Another question I would ask is to have them walk you through the eviction process, okay? Having them walk you through the eviction process, or really any process, and how well they're able to articulate and give you details of how that process works will show whether they have the experience to do it. You don't really want to hire somebody that's going to learn on the fly on your property, okay? You want to make sure that they already have that knowledge and experience in place, so if the need for an eviction or whatever it is that you're most concerned about pops up, they're able to execute effectively right away and not cause any errors. So if they're able to articulate the eviction process or whatever process it is that you're most concerned about thoroughly, in detail, and you feel like you understand it fully and in detail on the other end of the phone or in person, then that's a pretty good indicator that they're going to be able to handle that issue once it comes up effectively. So something else that I would ask, this usually isn't in the top 5 of other property management companies that shoot videos like this, but something I would ask is, what is the craziest thing that you've experienced as a property manager? And the thing that this does is, the longer you've been in property management or in real estate, crazy stuff happens over time. And the longer you've been in the business, the crazier it gets, unfortunately, or it can get. So by asking what is the craziest thing that you've dealt with as a property manager, A, you can kind of see if it's super crazy. You can see that they've probably been in the business for a while. And 2, you know, even though the likelihood of something like that happening again is low, you can kind of see how they were able to identify the situation and then react and fix the situation. And if they're able to do that effectively, quickly, and learn from it, then you can feel pretty confident that they're going to be able to handle any crazy situation that may possibly follow up in your property the right way, and the same way they may have on the craziest thing that they've dealt with so far. So those are 5 questions I'd ask any property manager or property management company that you're considering. If you have any questions for us, or if you want to ask us those questions, feel free to go to our website. You can go to flatfeelandlord.com or call us at any one of our DC Metro offices.